There's one known photo of Edouard Baseke. He's Hutu, originally from Rwanda, charter member of the Interahamwe, took part in the '94 genocide. After the Tutsis took power, he fled across the border and set up shop here in South Kivu.
Baseke was one of the worst of the East Congo warlords. He commanded a rebel militia that terrorized local populations. Dislocations, mass slaughter.
And rape. Systematic. Literally thousands of women.
Christ.
About a year ago, he disappeared, thought to still be alive. In hiding.
There are warrants out on him for crimes against humanity from the Congo, Rwanda, International Criminal Court.
And this guy's in Toronto.
Our eyewitness places them on Eglinton West. Let's try and pick him up, get a clean ID.
That's him.
You're sure?
Okay, thank you. Come with me, please.
Everything checks out. He's an immigrant from the Congo, owned a shop in Kadeje. His family was all killed, just like he said.
So no forgeries.
No, that doesn't say much. These are based on the Congolese documents. And the DRC is massively corrupt.
Did you compare the photos?
Biometrics are inconclusive. You tell me. Same guy?
We don't have enough to hold him.
We have an eyewitness.
She won't stand up against the documents.
She convinced me. Those eyes of his must be imprinted on her brain.
Try for a search warrant for Baseke's home.
You okay?
Sorry. Just not my usual inappropriate yet quirkily amusing self.
Quiet Slade. Kinda like it.
Agnes. CISA sent over their East Congo file. Basically, Baseke wiped Agnes's entire village off the map. He forced little Matesu to work in one of the local mines, columbite tantalite.
Coltan. An essential component of cell phones, PDAs, and laptops.
Blood diamonds get all the attention, but blood coltan is even worse. It's been funding the war in the Congo for over a decade.
These are all children.
They have to be small enough to fit in the crevices. They're beaten, starved. They die in cave-ins or just from exhaustion.
You won't see these kids in a smartphone ad.
He tossed the apartment.
Yeah, nothing. It was cheap, plain, impersonal. No photos, no computer. Though he did have some nice suits in his closet.
What about his job?
Security guard downtown. His boss had trouble remembering him until he pulled the personnel file. Said there'd been no complaints.
I may have found another image of Baseke.
Can you zoom in on this guy here?
You recognize him?
Search the file for Leonard Drake.
Got him. He's a Canadian pilot, CSIS person of interest, series of field reports by... Hey, D. Williams, look at you.
Anything recent?
He's in Toronto. Got back from Africa 10 months ago.
Print that.
BLD Corp, the company that Pilot Boy flew for, it's a wholly owned subsidiary of Reinhardt Global. They're a giant multinational.
Based in Toronto.
See? BLD down here, and over here is Brewster & Co., a sweet little high-tech component manufacturing outfit which specializes in heat-resistant capacitors. Sexy, right? Cell phones won't work without them, and the capacitors need...
Coltan.
Bingo. Finally, over here, is Rochester & Sons, the company that employs Edouard Baseke. All one big, happy corporate family.
You think Reinhardt was sourcing coltan from Baseke?
They have the deep pockets.
So when the heat gets too much, Reinhardt agrees to fly Baseke out, bring him to Canada.
Set him up with the best fake ID money can buy. fake job as a security guard.
And then when we detain him, they send in the high-priced lawyer.
And the one weak link in the entire chain is this guy.
Hey, Danny.
Oh, so you got an interest in this guy?
You can say that.
This way. Watch your step.
You got any theories?
Well, I got scuff marks up on the bridge there.
You jumped?
Doesn't look high enough to kill him.
It's not. Take a look at this.
Leonard Drake.
See, he landed on his back. His face is cut up, covered in bruises.
So someone encouraged him.
I think he was dead before he took the fall.
The coroner confirmed that Drake was dead before he was tossed off the bridge. Homicide's got 0 leads.
They did say that the marks on his body were consistent with torture.
Why? What were they after?
To stop him making the ID on Baseke.
Why would they torture him? If they wanted to shut him up, they'd just kill him.
Maybe he had something they wanted.
Why would Reinhardt go to the trouble of resettling Baseke in Canada? Why wouldn't they just get rid of him?
You think he was blackmailing them?
If they were sourcing blood coltan mined by child slaves,
Baseke would have proof. Names, shipping data, photos even.
he'd have stashed it somewhere to be open in case of his death or disappearance.
And Drake knew where.
He flew the planes, knew the secrets.
Well, if he did know, whoever tortured him probably knows it too.
Baseke's lawyer called. Wants to pick up his client. 48 hours are up.
Charge Baseke with entering the country on false documents.
You think we can make that stick?
He'll buy us another day.